Welcome in to those tuning in to the show once again. Excuse me, guys. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson. As you all know, guys, by now, you know I get the last word. So, we're here tonight for yet again more NBA NFL talks, man. I will be joined shortly by a few others soon. Everyone seems to either be a little busy today or just simply running a little late. But regardless, the show goes on. As you all know, we are live every Wednesday and Thursday night. If you're not doing so already, hit like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, hit that bell notification, be notified whenever we go live, as well as the fact that you can follow me on my other social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube here itself, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram. LastWord Productions, the handle across the board. So, without further ado, let's jump into some topics tonight, man. So, first thing I want to do, I want to discuss and give my thoughts on last night's games and what transpired. And I want to start with the Cavaliers game. They went up a 3-2 lead. We got someone coming in. I'm not exactly sure why it won't let me add Gino, but Gino, if you can hear me, bro, just try to rejoin again. I'm not sure why it's not letting me add you. But yeah, so as we all seen, the Cavaliers did take a 3-2 lead on the Raptors, and that series seems to be coming to a close. Brandon Ingram did suffer a heel injury. I'm not sure of the timetable how long that will sideline him, but let's be honest, he hasn't been playing necessarily fantastic in the series. He's a guy that has now, for a lot of his time in the league, has now become someone who seems to shrivel up under the moment. And oh my goodness, the Knicks are beating the Hawks by almost 50 points, y'all. Jesus Christ. Hey, that's horrible. 83-36 out there. But anyway, so the Cavaliers, James Harden has done his second round choke jobs, but right now they simply just seem to be the better team in my personal opinion. Even if they do lose in the second round, they gonna get out the first round against the Raptors. But if they were to go to the second round, if they were to play the Pistons, I still like their chances. So we'll see how it go, man. But with all that being said, I think the Raptors just need more, bro. Like to me, they have talent. Scotty Burns, good young player, one of the better defenders in this league. His offensive game is steadily improving, but it definitely still does need to be worked. RJ Barrett, fine player. He's not the greatest, but he's okay. You know, you got I forgot the other guard name they got from that Knicks trade, the dreadhead 3-point shooter. But you got him out of that deal too. Hasn't really contributed a lot. And then on top of that, you got other guys on the roster who just simply put just aren't, in my not up to par. But what's up, Gino?
Man, what's going on to man? This thing acting crazy, bro. Yeah, but nah, I'm here, man.
As always, bro, it's good to have you. The Harden second round choke job incoming. And Raymond also said they lucky to be on that side of the bracket should be favorite versus either one of them. Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, the inexperience of both teams is showing. As you see, my boy here is a Pistons fan, but
Yeah.
Jalen Duran and the rest of the guys outside of Cade haven't really showed up. Oh, this JJ. Oh, what's going on, bro? I didn't even know that was you, Jax. What's going on, fam? But yeah, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot that they got to do, man. And then to go off into the other games, we got man. Hold on, we got to talk about the Hawks getting demolished
Ah,
right
that's terrible, bro.
now. They're losing by almost 50 points, dog. Like this is killing me. Like I wasn't even watching the game because I just got back home like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did not know they was losing this bad, bro.
Ah, yeah, it's 50, bro. That game over with. They quit. Like, they real deal quit out there, bro.
Is Jalen Brunson having a fantastic game or something, or the Knicks just not missing? What's happening?
Man. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I looked at the score first, because Mark was like, man, they down 50. And I was like, man, it can't be. It was 72-22 when I looked at the score, bro. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, I don't know who was doing what. I saw 72-22, and I was like, I'm not watching this.
Jesus Christ. I picked the Knicks to win the series. I ain't picked them to commit manslaughter tonight.
Yeah, this is. Like, I ain't seen nothing this bad since Luca was up like what 46 on the CP3 and them.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, that's bad, man. That's horrible. Actually, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, Gino, on the Cavs and the Raptors series, man? You think it's over?
Man, I don't want to say it's over because right now, I mean, neither one of them has beat each other at home, and it appears like because first two games, man, it looked like Cleveland was just gonna
Yeah,
win this
far
five,
superior
bro.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they went on the road, wasn't able to get it done. Don't really think I don't want to count Toronto out. I still think Cleveland wins the series for what it's worth because right now neither one can beat each other at home. So I'm still going to go. Still going to go Cleveland to seven. And I feel like the good thing for Cleveland, you know, 'cause I don't know what's going on with France and the ankle strain or whatever. You know, just looking ahead, I don't know if it's going to be something that lingers. I don't know if they just took a break to be ready for Game 6. I'm kind of more if I'm Cleveland, I'm trying to wrap this up quick as possible, get healthy. Because the good thing for them, either they're gonna get Orlando or they're gonna get Detroit, who gets the benefit of Franz being hurt. So hey man, Cleveland really should win this, bro. 'Cause Donovan Mitchell got a chance to actually get to the conference finals. You know, so well, has he been there before? He hasn't been there before, right? T.
Nah, he has
Yeah,
conference finals.
yeah, he got a chance to get to the conference finals. And to be honest, like, yeah, I'm not trying to say Orlando and Detroit can't compete with them. They should be able to handle business. Them not handling business, in my opinion, would kind of speak to Donovan Mitchell and kind of pile, even though it really shouldn't be. James Harden is not the number two guy. It's gonna pile on to James Harden. We already know how this gonna go, T, whether we agree with it or not. But it's really gonna pile on Donovan Mitchell because I mean this should be unless Paolo go for 45, 10 and 10 or like he did against us the whole series. Cleveland should wrap this up, bro, and get it over with. If not, if Toronto beat them, then I think the happiest team, no doubt, is Boston. Because then Boston, no, we just got to get through New York at that point.
Right. And then France, Jazz just said France out for game 6, so he ain't even playing game 6. So at this point, man, if I'm being honest, bro, like if it was ever a year New York was gonna do it, this is the year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because the Celtics, they haven't looked like this juggernaut team since Tatum has gotten back. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
they've played well some nights, other nights they haven't. The Sixers are up and down like they've been all year. The Cavaliers, they seem to have the firepower, but they're not consistent in terms of their efficiency and shooting every night.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Pistons, then you got the Pistons and the Magics, and they just both inexperienced teams. So it's like at some point, bro, the Knicks have to break through and actually separate themselves from the pack because in terms of just overall consistency on who these teams are and who they were going into the postseason, you can make an argument the Knicks have been the most consistent team this postseason thus far. Like, I know they blew that
Yeah.
14-point lead against the Hawks, and I think that was game 2, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mistaken. But outside of that, they pretty much outlasted and pretty much bested the Hawks in almost every facet, bro. Because it's like you have a team in the Hawks that is young, hungry, athletic, but the Knicks and their experience and their multitude of players that can throw at you, whether it's Mikal Bridges on a good night, whether it's Cat, whether it's even OG Anunoby, and you know who Jalen Brunson is. So it's like you have a plethora of guys who can create their own looks and actually create offense for others. So you have to be able to capitalize on this eventually. But the problem is New York will New York.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see if things can work out in their favor. But if it was ever a year, this is the year, in my
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, and I think it's a year, man. Like, cause again, Boston. In the event that Cleveland doesn't do what they need to do, and let's say they lose to Toronto, New York really should be looking to get past Boston. To not get past Boston again, I know a lot of Knicks fans would probably get themselves an excuse to not get past Boston, but at some point, like you said, if you're gonna win a championship, you gotta get past somebody. You know, 'cause I know a lot of times we go, man, you can't get past this team, that team. If you are a championship contender, you gonna like if you're gonna get past Oklahoma City, you're gonna have to get past Boston. You know, so if you're trying to win a championship, you're gonna have to get past who you need to get past in the East. And that's why I really think what New York is doing right now is probably really a good thing because I think, I mean, what they do, what they are doing to Atlanta, I think like this is one of those games where you can take those two games you lost and really just throw it out the window. Like you legitimately can take those two losses and say we played to their level, and this domination, like this abomination out there today, is proof. Like these dudes were never on our level. We played a little lazy. We let them in games they shouldn't have won. Anytime you beat somebody by 50 points in the closeout game, bro, I don't even care if it's game seven. That basically tells me that team had no business playing with you. It's like none at all because nobody gets beat by 50 points. You know, so that's just how I'm looking at it. And like I said, you get to Boston, and if you get past Boston, I think we all feel comfortable saying it's not unreasonable to get past Cleveland, even if Cleveland is there. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and the only team that is giving you like trouble this year won't even be there. Like the Pistons most likely will not be there. And that defense that they have been giving you kind of problems with all year and Cat kind of shrinking towards all that won't even be there. So the one team that has kind of been just I don't want to say punking them, but kind of pushing them to their limits in terms of their mentality won't even be there. You know, Boston is not going to be as physical as Detroit because Boston has more skill. Like Detroit has to be physical to the point of almost a foul every possession because they have to make up for lack of skill set. They're not even going to be there.
Yeah.
We know Cleveland is not going to be that physical. Like you don't run into a physical team, unfortunately, until you play Oklahoma City. So to me, there's no excuse for New York not to win against Boston, not to win against Cleveland. And if you're gonna fire Thibodeau last year, I mean, you better win because now I don't know how you feel about Tibbs. I think he's a damn good coach.
Nah, I'm not a Tibbs
He's
fan.
not a Tibbs guy. I like Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? So, but either
I know
way,
what he did to one man.
what you say he don't think he the one.
I can't forgive him for what he did to my boy Rose, man.
Oh man, yeah, running him into the ground.
I can't forgive him, bro.
Yeah, he don't ran, and that's another thing too. He run a lot of people into the ground. I mean, shit, that's not even like that's not a guess. That's a fact. Like he definitely runs players into the ground. So I'm not tripping that they let him go. I'm just saying like you gonna let what I feel like is a good coach go. You better win to trade that stability. I think Mike Brown is still good enough to win. I like Mike Brown. Already been in the championship. I know he went with
Yeah.
LeBron, whatever, but he still got there. You know, so yeah, that's just how I look at it. T like man, they just should, bro. Like there's no 2001 Lakers in the East.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
because they have the talent. I mean, we can sit here and say all day the Celtics are good, and the Celtics have overachieved this year under Jalen Brown mostly, which is all fair and dandy. But at the end of the day, bro, like you put together this New York team with the hopes and beliefs that you guys should compete for something.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, you have Jalen Brunson healthy. You got your entire starting five healthy. Even Mitchell Robinson, who is their kind of pale and lunchbox kind of guy who comes in and do the dirty work when Cat is in foul trouble and or if they need rebounding. So you have the makeup on this team to actually to pretty much compete against almost any team out east right now.
yeah,
You should be more than able to. Hold on, let's say largest halftime lead in NBA playoff history. That's crazy, man.
bro.
But you should have the ability to go out and, at the very least, bro, get to the finals, bro. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't win it because I think OKC this year is just destined to two-peat,
Yeah,
but you have enough to get to the finals, bro. You do. You have the player. I know a lot of guys question whether or not you could get to the finals and ultimately compete in said finals if your best player is a 6'3" guard. I get it. It's a lot of questions about that. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, they have so many other guys on that roster who can make up that ground. And they just need to do it. At this point, it just needs to happen, in my personal
hmm I agree with that.
opinion. But Let's move off into the next series, man. We'll talk about the Lakers and the Houston Rockets. The Rockets did save their lives once again last night. They lived to see another game by beating the Lakers to force a game 6. Gino, do you think there's any way the Rockets pull off an upset?
Now you saying upset like win the whole series or just win game 6?
The whole series.
This is one of those like here's the thing. Nobody's ever come back from 3-0. So let's just run through the reasons we can't believe it. No one has ever came back in the NBA from 3-0 to my knowledge.
Nah, it's never happened.
I don't think any of us, even though LeBron is 41, it just feels like it should not happen to him. Like because it's just LeBron. Just like if it was Jordan or if it was Kobe right now, even though they wouldn't be as good at 41. But if it was them and they were good, it would almost just like, yeah, you're not coming back from 3-0. When I just think about the team, like it's so hard to come back from 3-0, bro. Like it is a mental battle to come back from 3-1, first of all. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've only had what 8 teams come back from 3-1. Like it is a
Mm-hmm.
mental battle because you have to not only do you have to, I don't want to say be perfect, you got to have 4 games in a row where nothing goes the other team's way. Like it has to be 4 games or you get every 50-50 ball, 4 games or they don't have an unbelievable night. Like you gotta hope for 2 games. LeBron don't go off or Austin whatchamacallit don't Reeves don't go off. I just I believe that the Rockets could push it to 7 only because they at home. And see that's another problem too. If game 6 was at LA and they took game 6 and then they were going back to Houston for game 7,
Mm-hmm.
I would be inclined to give it an honest college try. Like when Boston was trying to come back, I think Boston ended up losing that series and they were at home. Like honest college try because you're at
Yeah,
home, you
yeah, they.
know. Yeah, so right now you're not at home. Like you're going to be going back to LA, not at home. And I get the whole idea of well, the Lakers will be defeated from losing 3 straight. Yeah, that's cool and dandy. Like I just feel like when you have to under that scenario where you got to go to somebody else's building and you've expended so much energy through 3 games to get back in the series and you had to win 3 straight games and you cannot have one bad night. It's just a reason why in the NBA nobody has done it. Like there's just a reason. And again, it's not obviously we never say never possible, but I'm not betting on it. I'm not taking $100 and putting it on. I will put $100 on LA winning that series before Houston. But I do give Houston credit because I thought they were just gonna quit. I thought they wouldn't even let it get to 6. I thought they were just gonna lay down anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
I give them credit. And even though Kevin Durant really ain't out there, I give him credit for at least being engaged and trying to be an OG or whatever. Like I give Houston that credit that at least they didn't. Like at least they didn't do what Atlanta is doing, where Atlanta is just completely quit, or at least not yet, right? Because maybe they do quit in Game 6. But as it stands right now, at least the Rockets ain't doing what Atlanta is doing, where we just quit and we just give up. Now, maybe
Right.
that changes tomorrow night or whatever, or whenever they play. But as it stands right now, I give at least Houston that credit because I thought they were going to lay down like Atlanta did in
Yo,
game.
the Knicks can't miss, bro.
No, they can't.
I
Like,
just watched these dudes make 6 straight baskets to open up the quarter. Like,
bro, like it's legitimately crazy. They are shooting 70%, bro. They are shooting 70%. That is wild.
yeah, they are killing the Hawks, bro. But yeah, I agree with your assessment though, bro. But Mike, you there, bro? I don't know if he there, but I agree with your assessment, bro. I don't think it's happening, and the reason I don't think it's happening is because I agree completely from the standpoint you have to exert so much energy to even just get to a game 7 as a team that's fighting and crawling back into these games to the point where you just like, yeah, man, like you gave all you can, and now you playing a team that's got is one of his scoring options back. I know Austin Reeves did not play the greatest last night to close
Mm-hmm.
out that game, especially, but this is a guy that's came back and he's played well already in this season, so I think he'll be fine. So
Hey, but before you go to Mike, let me ask you this, T. If LA does lose it, does everything got to be broken up at that point? Not saying you get rid of Luca. You gonna keep Luca, but like, do you just entertain the idea of going to LeBron and say, man,
If
it's
LA if LA does lose the series, I think Braun is. I think his time is up.
in LA?
Yeah, I think it's already been kind of rocky because of the direction the team is going, and I know he's been vocal about saying he doesn't mind being the second or third option to Luca and Austin Reeves. But I think LeBron is he's a dude with a lot of pride and a lot of ego. So it's
Mm,
like I think he prides himself on being viewed as still like somewhat of an alpha on a team,
yeah,
and that's kind of being taken away from him. And I'm not saying it's deterring him from the team itself because I don't think he has a problem to the point where it's going to cause friction in the locker room or something. But I think it's an issue if they do end up losing this series. He knows he's going to get Boca to blame,
yeah,
and he doesn't. I don't think he will feel comfortable taking that much blame when he's not even viewed as the guy. He like, well, shit, I'm out here playing. Like these
mm-hmm.
dudes not even playing, but I'm the one that's going to get all the blame. But I mean. I think that's how he gonna view it. If I'm being honest with you, so that's why I think it's gonna get real rocky if they do lose this series. I don't think they're gonna lose the series. I do think it goes to 7 and they ultimately win because truth be told, I just think man, I don't like to guess or like to make conspiracies real or whatever, but I
Yeah,
think kind of wait out Luca, man. I really do.
mm-hmm.
AR is back. He's trying to get his legs back under him as we speak. Lucas still has some times, but if they were to push his game to a 7-game series, I think they get a week off, if I'm not mistaken, before they play OKC. I think they're really trying to wait out Lucas. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But Mike, you there, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it was good, man.
Yeah, we was just speaking on the possibility. Do you think it's possible the Rockets win the series against the Lakers after taking the last 2 games?
Nah, I don't see it happening, honestly. Even with LeBron being 41, I don't see him losing the series at the beginning of 3-0. Like, there's nothing that we've seen in his history that has shown us that will happen or even be a possibility. So I feel like he'll turn it on, go game 6, run 4 game, and then get him gone. Or he'll just be done with it. Ain't no point in even coming back to LA with that stretch. They need all the rest they can get because they're not winning next round. As much as I would love to pick them, it's not happening. So, but we'll see. They can at least maybe they can make it competitive or make sure all the games ain't blowouts. Maybe some close down the stretch. You never know. OKC might get cold one night, and that could be the game they steal. But it's gonna be hard to beat them boys, man. It's just it is what it is, reality. So
Yeah, listen, man, that Thunder team is probably the best team we've seen assembled since the Golden State Warriors, honestly, with KD. And that says a lot because that team, we all know how unbeatable that team was for a stretch of 5, 6 years. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just still stuck on the playoffs as a whole when it comes to just what we've seen thus far from these teams. I think it's been a lot of up and down basketball, bro. I think a lot of teams have been inconsistent outside of the Spurs and the OKC Thunder. And a lot of it has to do with injuries, some of it has to do with inexperience, but it's to me, it's been a while since I watched NBA basketball, the playoffs specifically, and these teams just seem to be hot and cold every other night, bro. Like some nights you get a really good version of Marcus Smart, some nights you get a really good version of Luke Kennard, some nights you get a good version of James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. Hell, even if you go to the other, you feel me, other teams like Nikola Jokic hasn't been playing really up to par from what we're traditionally used to seeing him play as. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, no, it's a lot of inconsistencies, bro. And that's why I said for me, it's hard to even see a team challenging the Thunder because you got to be damn good to beat them already. And now you telling me teams gonna come in the building and they already hit or miss every other night potentially. It's gonna be tough, bro. So it's gonna be a long road ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, even tonight we got Boston still going back and forth with Philly. It ain't even a guarantee that Boston get through their series the way they going.
Exactly, and that's the thing, bro. That's the thing
But they'll
because
play what the next second round.
Yeah, they play New York.
they'll play New York.
Yeah,
And Knicks out here up 1,000,000 points right now.
they having one of them games like you said they can't miss. So I mean when that happened, bro,
I
it don't matter how
literally,
good you
literally
playing.
watched him go down the court 7 straight times. Mikal Bridges literally made his first 3 shots, and like I was just like, yeah,
Yeah, and he been ice cold for like 6 months. So I mean it just ain't their day, bro. It is what it is.
Beyond ain't they? This is ass kicking.
yeah. This is their life.
He said they getting cut up, huh?
This is the worst day of my life.
For real.
This
They
is
don't, they don't let OG get.
how they shooting, bro. They might put up 150 on these dudes. Nice.
Hey man,
And man,
sometimes like that it's tough.
yeah, it's time to fight, bro. It's time to go ahead and get the game canceled from a brawl
He
like mine.
said, "Why?
At that point, bro,
Why
at,
low key? As soon as you
at
said that,
that
right?
point, I gotta beat you at something, boy.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
ESPN in the middle of Gino talking. ESPN just dropped a banner that said, "This isn't ending." Talking about the Knicks.
Man, this is bad right now, boy.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Even
In the middle
dude
of
in
the
the
game, they dropping
case,
banners talking
dude,
about this isn't ending.
dude, what happened to Atlanta, bro? They down by 50 points or something. I don't know what's going on with Atlanta. They,
The
this
Knicks
is
happened to Atlanta. Apparently, I didn't trust the Knicks, but I mean, hey,
hey, the series went
didn't trust
exactly
Atlanta either. Apparently,
how I said it was gonna go. Gino, them boys thought I was crazy on the pod.
It's over in 6.
we just didn't know why you would put your trust in Carl Anthony Towns. That's all.
This is why they they
I mean, them not missing a shot. I mean, no, who knew that was gonna happen? Nobody could have
I
predicted that.
mean, I didn't expect them to win by 50, but I expected them
You
to
ain't
win it.
expect them to have a game where they just didn't miss either. Even if they didn't win, like even if it was back and
Well,
forth right
I'm
now, like
saying, regardless,
that's
the result I predicted was the Knicks in 6, bro. I said CJ McCollum, his little heroics that he was playing in the first 3 games, saved them another game, and it did. Instead of 5, it was 6.
that's fair.
But after all of that, bro, I want to discuss. I wanted to get y'all thoughts, man, on what y'all thought about the news that came out about Deshaun Watson being the favorite to win the starting position of quarterback for the Cleveland Browns over Shador Sanders. Gino, I'm gonna start with you, Brody. What's your thoughts on that?
All right, my thought. Look, as much as we don't want to admit it, Cleveland obviously wants to recoup something back on Deshaun Watson. Like I don't believe that Deshaun Watson will play the entire year if he started for Cleveland. I think Cleveland, right, wrong, or indifferent, if this is to be true, hopes deep down inside Deshaun Watson plays at least reasonable football. They still probably lose a bunch of games, and then they can offload him for some picks. Because obviously, Cleveland refuses to just cut him and take the cap hit. I mean, 'cause we can solve all this by just cutting him and take the cap hit. Nobody's trading for Deshaun Watson right now. So keeping him on the team, he's not, to me personally, you're not going anywhere with him. He's right now not the future. I don't even know where he is mentally to play football, to be honest. It's hard to come back from whatever injury he got, depending on his work ethic or whatever. Like, I just really feel like, bro, since Shador Sanders is not a first round pick, a lot of times I can tell Cleveland feels like, well, we can't treat you like a fifth round pick. We can do things that if you were drafted in the first round, we would never do. Like if he was drafted in the first round, we would never entertain the idea of upsetting you to start Deshaun Watson and try to recoup back some value for Deshaun Watson. Because I don't believe this is about to be a 3, 4, 5 year plan with Deshaun Watson. The Cleveland Browns want to get a 6th-round pick, 5th-round pick, any damn pick, anything, please, is what they want to do at the expense of Shador Sanders playing, in my opinion. In my opinion, they know that they're going to go with Shador Sanders. However, the amount of resources they can get until they feel like he's 100% ready, they view that as probably being more important than allowing him to just play football. We're going to let Dylan Gabriel play because for whatever, we just want to, whatever reason there, we're going to let Deshaun Watson play because we want to recoup some picks back. They not winning no game with Deshaun Watson. Deep down inside, they probably know they're not going to win too many games yet with Shador Sanders. So if anybody got to go out there and endure the worst, it's going to be Deshaun Watson. And if he look good and we go 3-6 or whatever by the time the trade deadline, maybe we can get our fifth round pick back. I don't think you should do that to a young quarterback. I think it messes with their rhythm. I think it messes with their focus. I think it sometimes can mess with their confidence. Not saying that Shador Sanders isn't a confident person, but he is human. But to me, it's just all about trying to get some value back with Deshaun Watson that, quite frankly, they are not going to get back. They are getting nothing back for Deshaun Watson at all. But it ain't my team, and that's the choice that they can make.
Right. What you got, Mike?
So it's simple, right? Money talk, right? So he's making whatever he's making this year, $40-some million. That's why he's the starter, or at least the front runner to be the starter. To be fair, he has had season-ending injuries the last 2 years. So like, it's not like he was healthy last year and Shador took the job from him, and now they're giving him another chance. He was hurt, so there's nothing he could have done anyway. Personally, this is last year of that contract, so I hope he played well. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be nice to get people something else to talk about other than that whole stop massage therapy, all them cases and all that shit. Be like, it'd be nice to have something football related to mention when it comes to Deshaun in a positive light. Because the last time we saw him, when he was healthy, he was a top five quarterback in the league, right? And since then, he's had a tremendous like avalanche. I won't even call it a fall. He's had an avalanche to his career, to his physical body with the injuries, the Achilles tears, and things like that. So I personally don't mind, bro, playing and starting. I hope he played good. Either way it goes, even if he balls out and leads Cleveland to the playoffs, they're not going to bring him back because they're not going to want to risk giving him a guarantee again for it to happen again. My he plays well so he can go somewhere else, get paid somewhere else, maybe play somewhere else, and then Shador take over, whatever the case is. Worst case scenario, Deshaun doesn't look well. They'll replace him, Shador take over, and then they'll just know going forward, this is what we got to do. But you gave that man $260 million fully guaranteed. You got to see if he has something left. So Gino was talking about they're not getting nothing back from, at this point, they're not looking for compensation. They're just looking to make sure they don't look incompetent. If he looks really good this year or upper like half of the league, like even if he looks like 15 or 16 out of the 32. That's a win considering this man is coming off back-to-back Achilles tears and everything else that he's been through. That would be a win for them. And if he's playing middle of the road quarterback with that defense they got, they could make the playoffs, realistically speaking. So, I mean, it's unfortunate because you kind of got to shit on Shador in order to give him a shot. But I'd rather it be because Deshaun's getting a shot versus it be because Stefanski being an effing weirdo and want to start a 5-7 Dylan Gabriel just to be spiteful. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
it is.
hey, real quick, Tavares, Mike, I just real deal believe, and maybe I'm wrong. I real deal believe they do want some compensation back. I real
He on the
deal.
last serious deal. There's nothing they can give for him. Like, there's really
Hey, but
nothing they
look,
can give.
look, look, look who we talking about. It's Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like they, like no, like I'm just saying this, Mike. Some of these bad organizations have bad thought processes. They make
That's fair.
crazy decisions, and I believe that somewhere in that building, they hoping that look, man, if he can show some life, and maybe we like 3-5, 3-6, and we still not going nowhere. It's a trade deadline, and he shows some life. We can get some. We can just get something back. Like that's just what I because again, it's a bad organization.
The only way that happens though is if like, let's say like, and I'm not wishing this on nobody else, but like if a Miles Garrett was to get hurt and the
Mm-hmm.
defense is just bad, and maybe they're pulling a Josh Allen in the playoffs where they're scoring 30 something a game, but they're still losing because they're not getting stops, and then you bench him in favor of Shador because the record may be lost, then maybe you can get something for him. But that's the only way I could see them even doing that.
I don't. I
Realistically
don't.
speaking, though,
Yeah,
it's not gonna go.
yeah. I don't even think they have intentions to let this go to full season. I think they want to
Yeah, I'm
get
about to say, I don't
this.
think, I don't think it was the full season.
Yeah. I they want to get this. I think they just want to get dude roll. Like you said, it's about looking competent, and I think for Cleveland and confident franchise at times, if we can get something back, even if it's just the Joe Flacco middle of the year move, and we can get something back, that I like. That's just how I look at it. We're gonna see. Because I don't think there's no road to these dudes looking confident with this at all. And it's sad. He did get hurt, but that's their problem.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think for the most part, I do agree with both sentiments that y'all saying to an extent, but I think it comes down to more so in the terms of what Mike was alluding to, the money, bro. Like you gave him too much money to not give him an opportunity to start, nor should he going to be cut because, like you said, it's too much of a cap hit.
Yeah,
So, what do you do at that point? I mean, you can't bench him because then at that point you're admitting that it was a bad decision and you already got scrutinized to no end for it. So you have to play him to some degree. Where it's just like you showed not just the executives and the dudes in the building, but you showed the fans that hey, we tried, bro.
yeah.
This just ain't the situation for him. This ain't a situation for us. Like we tried. It's just not working. So now you get to a point where, because I still stand on believing Shador is the best quarterback in the draft class. I still firmly believe that. I just think Shador was dealt the short end of the stick because whatever people feel like his character is, the character questions, his relations with Dion, whatever, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think Shador Sanders, after 6 weeks, I think he's going to be the starter for the Browns because I think it's going to go horribly wrong within those 6 weeks. I don't believe Deshaun Watson will revitalize his career anyway. So I believe if the Browns start the season off 1-5, 2-4, they're going to turn to Shador Sanders and just be like, you know what? The rest of the season is just your pretty much debut. Show
Mhm.
us what you got. If you're the guy, go out there and just show that you can potentially be the guy. And if you show that, then we'll see how next draft go for you. We'll draft guys to help you out.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask both of y'all this. If y'all were Shador, and let's just say get to year 3, year 4, and you become who you need to become, you re up with the Browns.
I don't think I am.
What about you, Mike? And it's
It
not
depends.
a trick question or nothing
It
like that.
depends on if conception. It depends. It depends on if Concepcion and Boston turn out to be what we think they could be. I guess because if they develop, then you would have two top young receivers plus a good old line and other weapons to throw to. Harold Fannin Jr. still there. So honestly, that would be an ideal offense for him to run because he's a conductor. Like he's going to get the ball out. He's going to get the ball to the open man. So it just depends. Like if they turn out to be trash or they turn out to be bust or whatever the case is, then I wouldn't. But with the weapons that they genuinely have, I would consider it for sure.
I think, man, I look at it like, not gonna lie, unless we win, unless we in a Super Bowl, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Like if I reach my potential, I'm not, which would be 2 years from now or whatever. I'm not coming back, Cleveland, bro.
But
I,
I mean, unfortunately, see, the problem with that too is in the way the CBA is set up.
mm-hmm.
Like they can hold him for another 2 years, even after the next two. So really, realistically
That's right.
speaking, they got
Yeah,
his rights for the
yeah,
next four. You know what I'm saying? Before they really have to make a decision. By then he'd be what, 27, 28. So
yeah.
then you're looking at, even if he continues to play well, he plays on the 1 year franchise tags, whatever, because you know how Cleveland is. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
not smart. So then he gets to age 28 making 60, 70 million a year on 1 year tenders and then turns around and has to go elsewhere to get a long term deal from a team. By then, we don't necessarily know what teams will or won't need a quarterback in the league. And those destinations, based on their weaponry, even though they may need a quarterback, may not be as conducive to you being successful at your position. Like he could end up in with the Raiders. Like just say the Raiders, for example, right? No, this to Fernando because I think he'll be good. But like let's say he ended up Fernando has like some career ending injury and the Raiders need a quarterback. They don't have any weapons. So would you rather go to the Raiders just because they're gonna pay you, or would you stay in Cleveland with the weapons? So it just depends.
I think, man, looking down the line, I feel like, man, but I think you were right, Mike. So we talking 4 years, not two. So you right on that part. At least three. At least three. You know what I'm saying? If he needed to force a trade. Four at the most. If I get to the end of that road and I see a situation akin to like how Kyler saw Minnesota open or Sam Darnold saw Seattle open, you know what I'm saying? We get to the end of that line and Ty Simpson is a bum and Sean McVay got something for me open. Man, we better be in the Super Bowl, bro. We better be contending for a Super Bowl if I'm at Cleveland to kind of let a lot of that stuff go.
Nah, that's fair because by then, what, Miles will be 32, 33.
Yeah,
Probably looking to get out of there himself within the next 4 years if they're not competitive.
yeah.
So I mean, it's a fair point.
I mean, for sure. But at the end of the day, bro, I all in all, I don't see Watson being starting the whole season. I don't see him playing out the whole year.
Uh,
I hope he do, bro. Honestly, like I mean, like I said, worst case he played great, and that's good for him. He can go somewhere else. We know Shador take over next year, bro. I mean, best case, I mean, worst case he's not good. You put Shador in before the halfway point, while you still got a chance to maybe make a run and sneak in the playoffs and see what you can do from there.
We'll see, man. But we're already on the topic of quarterbacks. Let's get to another young quarterback. Bryce Young, fifth year option was exercised today by the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers had a pretty good draft. They had a pretty good offseason. This is a team that went in and competed against the Rams better than many people thought. Bryce Young himself played better in that game than a lot of people thought he would. So my question for you guys is this, man. I'm gonna start with you, Mike. So after the fifth year option, are you extending Bryce Young to another contract based off what we know now?
It depends on how he plays this year, which is why I'm glad they did it that way. He repeats what he did this year again. I say no. I don't know. It depends, bro. He gonna have to be like all pro caliber ish at the least for me to do it. Same thing Houston did with CJ. Fifth year option. Let's see if you can do it again, or if you can get better in CJ's case. If you can, cool. If you can't, then we're gonna look elsewhere next year because there's about 10 quarterbacks coming out next year that's competent.
Okay. What about you, Gino?
I'm leaning towards yes, and I'm leaning towards yes. Okay, I'm looking at this almost like a dinosaur view when I say this because this is kind of the old NFL view. Is where a young quarterback weathers a storm that really should have broken him, damn near in two, and we really didn't do a good job in the beginning to making sure, in my opinion, he needed what he needed to thrive. And now that stock is starting to slowly go up. I understand what Mike said. You need to kind of see it another year. I'm leaning towards yes because I do believe, and we've kind of talked about this before T about what quarterbacks do you believe in can turn it around. And I'm kind of coming around to the idea like the quarterbacks I believe that can turn it around were quarterbacks who in college were elite, like guys who legitimately believed in themselves. And if things can get slowly trickle and build upon itself, they can find that old confidence, borderline arrogance that they used to have to match with their skill. And I think Bryce Young fits that. And I think that if bare minimum, we don't go out there and we don't end up 3-13. We don't go out there and you look as bad as you know you did in the beginning. As long as you don't regress like we see CJ Stroud regressing. As long as we don't have kind of like these issues as to where I'm just like, damn, come on, Bryce. I'm starting to believe like if we just put things around Bryce and if we constantly because he can take it appears he can take care of his mental. He should have been out the league because of how really like everybody was dogging on this man. But
Mm-hmm.
there's something about him mentally where he was strong enough to fight through. And I think he fits the criteria that if you build around him, then he can be at least Sam Darnold. And I do feel like he's one of those quarterbacks. If you let him go now, and he finds a situation where people builds around him, making a hypothetical, Stafford retires next year, and he go with Sean McVay. And you look up, and now he got 40 touchdowns. And now you Carolina, and you looking stupid. So to me, if I'm Carolina, I buy into the idea that if we get more for you, you become better. I believe that's who you are. To Mike point to a smaller degree, what I'm asking this year, don't be horrible. Don't go out there and give me 12 touchdowns and 20 picks, anything like that. I'm buying into the stock. I'm asking you to play very good football. I'm okay with good. I'm okay with one playoff win. I'm okay with a competitive playoff game. I'm okay with a division championship. I'm not asking for a Super Bowl. Give me a reason to make this roster better with you, and I think he can. I think he can do it. That's why I'm leaning towards yesterday.
Okay.
Uh, my bad. So my thing is, I think we're past the don't be horrible point, right? This year
Mhm,
5. So your floor, your basement should be
mhm,
don't be horrible. At this point, we should be looking at you upper entering into the top 12 to 15 quarterbacks in the league. 'Cause I'm finna have to pay you top 10 quarterback money just because that's what the market is dictating. So if you can't give me top 10 to 15 production, then I will let you go. It might suck. It might be, maybe they franchise tag him and trade him somewhere else. Cool. But
mhm.
with the guys we know for sure are coming out, and even the guys that could come out, I think that he knows, just like CJ knows, if y'all fuck around, you gonna find out. You gonna find your ass on another team next year.
Mhm. Yeah, I
That's
like not to cut my bad, Mike, not to cut you out.
no, you good.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I feel like Bryce has convinced me that moving into contract two, even though again his top 10 money is gone, it will chop into the cap and all of, and all of that. He's convinced me that if I give you more, you gonna handle bit. I just don't think Carolina can give him like a championship team right now. I don't feel like they can give him a Seattle. I hate Minnesota, but a Minnesota scenario, right? A Lion scenario right now. Like, so when I say don't be bad, I'm really saying if I'm the GM, look, man, it's gonna take a year or two to turn this into a championship contender, maybe 3 years. I'm asking you, please do not make me take you out the
Equation.
out the plan. I'm asking you, please, bro, like win a division title, look good in the playoffs. Don't make me take you out the plan, bro. Like that's kind of what, and I understand what you're saying, Mike. We need to see better than that. Most quarterbacks gonna need help. I don't think they got them enough help. So help me
Did they
believe.
draft a receiver?
Yeah, they draft another receiver, and if he plays good with what's that
Ted
dude with Ted
Ted
McMillan?
McMillan, yeah.
Ted McMillan, yeah.
Honestly, what's really setting the offense back, no funny shit, is that Xavier Leggett pick. That's what's wrong.
Yeah,
Cause he can't. I don't know what he got going on.
yeah. I
He's
mean,
just not good, bro.
he,
Like
he,
freak
his
athlete, he's not
yeah.
good.
Hey, his calling is content creation, bro.
It gotta be, or catchy sayings. He gonna be a one line punchline king. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, man, I think you extend Bryce, man. And the reason being is because I get what Mike's saying about the quarterbacks that are coming in next year, or next draft, who's coming out. A lot of dudes gonna be talented. You could argue have high ceilings. The thing is, though, Carolina has to be honest with themselves. And the truth is, you've done really nothing to help his development. And don't get me wrong, Bryce Young has them first 2 years was dreadful. He was missing reads,
Yeah.
throws. It was
Horrible.
pitiful.
It was
But
a
at
little
the end of the
bit.
day, bro, who's he throwing the ball to? Who's blocking? Who's protecting the quarterback? His confidence and the play on the field with the weapons he had derailed. In my personal opinion, a large portion of that comes from the fact that he has a team around him that was incompetent and unable to put him in positions to succeed. Because I mean, bro, who are we talking about, bro? Like we're talking about Adam Thielen, who's north of 30, the wrong side of 30 at this point. We talking about Deontay Johnson, the dude who's been on 4 teams in a matter of 2 seasons. We talking about Xavier Leggett, who you both just said ain't that damn good, and he might not be good at all. And then you got Ted McMillan. The moment he gets a legitimate receiving option, he makes him a offensive rookie of the year player. I mean, I'm just saying at some point, like we have to realize that in order for talent to overcome the situation that you have, you got to give him something, bro. Like Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard is cool, but he's a quarterback. You got to throw the ball to somebody, dog. And you getting Ted, you building up that defense. You know, they got they got some young guys in the receiver room that they actually like. So it's like, hey, we're gonna see. But I say you pay him now because the trajectory is there, the talent is there. You know, at Bama, he showed a lot of good things, and a lot of those good things he showed is starting to unfold in the league. And in my personal opinion, I think he's just going to continue to grow because the team is continuing to grow. Like they've made a lot of good strides in the offseason and in the draft. So, in my opinion, I think you extend him, bro. I think you give him the money. I mean, I agree he has to perform, but every quarterback has to perform to get a contract. That's not out the norm of what we ask for these guys going into a second contract. So,
No, so that's what I'm saying. He
unless
has
you
to do at least what them dudes done to earn a payday. That's all. I ain't saying he gotta be top five. He ain't gotta take him to the Super Bowl, but you can't be average. We can get average with a rookie and start over. To be honest,
Well,
that's all.
let me ask you this, Mike. Are you satisfied? Let me just ask this, Mike. Are you satisfied with being the reason we win the division?
If he's the reason that they win, that Carolina wins the division.
Yeah, being realistic to who they had to compete with in the NFC. Because if we go to the NFC, they not. We feel like today we don't have any. They not playing yet. We feel like they're not better than Philadelphia, not better than San Francisco, not better than Los Angeles, not better than Seattle.
Seahawks not better than the Lions. Yeah, it's
Not,
like 6 or 7 teams. They not better than the Bears.
so that's
So the
why.
only way they get in the playoffs is winning their division. So if they can beat out Baker again, and it don't come down to like the. My thing is with Bryce, like, so he had a lot of good games, but he had games too. He just would look like average. He would have these kind of like brain fart turnovers. You gotta eliminate that. This is your
Oh,
fifth year in an NFL offense. So if you're the reason we're winning games, or if you're at least not the reason we're losing games, I can deal with that. Like I said, kind of similar to what I said about Deshaun. If you scoring 20, 30, and the defense is bullshitting, I can't blame that on you. That's not your problem. Your job is to put points up. You're doing your job. I'll deal with the DC or the defensive side of the ball to fix that to get stops. But if you're turning the fucking ball over, or if we're scoring 14, 15 points a game and the defense got to carry, I can do that shit with a rookie.
mm-hmm.
So if he's the reason, to answer your question, that they win the division, cool. We can talk extension. It might depend on how much of the reason you are. Like if it's 50-50 between you and the running backs and shit, then maybe I franchise tag. If it's 80-20 you, because you out here diming and dotting niggas the fuck up, then we could probably talk that long term extension. I can get you paid. But it has to be something that is definitively separates you from what I can get coming in my opinion. You have to make it so that I don't even think about Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Julian Sand, or any of them other guys, Lenore Sellers. They make it so that they're not even in my mind come off season, because
think
a lot of
is
them
though.
dudes is playing on. I mean, North Carolina is kind of, it's east. It's like southeast ish. You know what I'm saying? The Carolinas, or whatever. So he can go. I can go to South Carolina and watch a Lenore Sellers. Like a center scout, I can go to Texas and watch Arch Manning. I can watch all these boys within a compass, pretty much, that are going to be the top guys without having to do too overly traveling and exerting myself. So if you're not separating yourself from them kids, well, I gotta at least be like, damn, maybe I could, finesse this or do this with Arch instead of. Then you didn't do enough.
The thing is though, my only pushback is I agree. Bryce has to show more consistency, and he has to show that he can't be that sustainable foundation and piece at the quarterback position like any team in the league needs. The only pushback I have is we have to be honest about the team and the franchise, bro. Like, there's a reason why certain teams are just bad, bro, and a lot of it isn't because of the talent on the. It's because the teams just find a way to always get in their own way. Like it's just like with the Browns, like bro, like the Browns have had talent for years now. They always end up being a 4 or 5 win team. Why? It's the Browns. That's why. Like there's no other reason to explain it. So when we talk about these quarterbacks in these bad situations, we have to give these guys grace, like to a certain extent. And I'm gonna say something about the Lions. I mean, no offense at all, my boy, but there's a reason why Stafford went from Detroit Lions, who were losers before everything that's happened with Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, and the reason he could go to the Lions within his first
Man, right.
year and become a champion. It was never the question of the talent nor the ability on the field. It was always about, can we put enough around this guy to get to that next level? And some teams can't, some can. The thing with the Panthers and where they're changing their trajectory now is because new GM, new coaching, new belief, new system. So now you have a different culture than what you tend to see with this team. This isn't the same team that was going out there just hoping to be saved by Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly every week by their heroics and shit. Where we got the worst offensive lineman that you could think of. They just look better because we got a superstar quarterback. No, they're drafting these guys now. They're signing big money contracts to linemen, and they're going out to get big name contracts to free agents. This wasn't what Carolina was doing a couple years back. So it's a difference now. So that's what I said. I agree that he has to play more consistent. I wholeheartedly agree. But they have to give him something in order to bring back that confidence. Because I want to say he lost his confidence altogether, because if he did, he wouldn't have looked as good as he has this last season. But at the same time, bro, like it's a lot harder, dog, when you out there, like you all just named. You already named 7, 8 teams that are potentially better than them already, bro. That's all the playoff spots right there, unless you win your division.
But that's what
So
I
it's
say. He
like,
got to get it through his division. So,
but exactly though. So it's like, dang, like it's already an uphill battle, bro. Almost every
which is
week.
why I just need you to perform like a 12 to
I can't be
15. That's
trying. I
all.
can't be trying to compensate for my team being just that lackadaisical in talent either. I can't do it.
It's not even just the talent though. He's a part of why there are 8 to 9 teams you can think off the top of your head. And now, like you said, I agree they didn't do all of that stuff. They didn't give him the proper weaponry and team around him overall a couple years ago. I like
I mean,
this
the
coach that
man
he's with
had
now. This will be
he's
what
had
his second or
he
third
has
year with him.
he has 3
So
different names in the matter of what is this, 5 seasons, 4?
yeah, so I'm that's why I said I'm giving him that grace. I don't need you to be perform like a top 5 superstar all pro quarterback, but I do need you to show me that I'm better off paying you and going forward with you and
So
trying to
what you
build around you than I am
what
of starting over with a younger guy and putting more, because you gotta think too though. They
I'm
also
saying,
gotta
what
think
did
about it.
you think he was last season? Like if you
I
had
thought
to,
that he was like 15 to 20 range last season.
okay, so if he's that again, do you give him the contract?
I need improvement. I need to see more. If I got to give you 60 million a year, you got to be better than that. I need 10 to
Bro, I'm
15.
saying though, but you're saying he doesn't need to be an all pro caliber player,
Yeah,
but
all it's
instead
only
he's
what it's only 2, 3 all pro spots. I don't need you to be top 5, but I need you to be 7 to 12. Can you be 7 to 12 for me? Like, can we at least have to entertain that conversation? Because when you think about it realistically, the better choice for their team, honestly speaking, going forward, would be to draft the rookie quarterback, because they had money this offseason. They spent it on Devin Lloyd and other good players. You get a rookie on a rookie deal, you have 4 more years to fill out an entire roster to not only compete in your division with Tampa, who's an older team,
be
but you
back
also now can jump
back.
some of these other NFC teams that may have to start over. Like, I'll use us as an example, right? Let's just say we're not good the next 2, 3 years. They could jump us to the point that we're no longer one of those teams that people bring up when they say, "Oh, the NFC's loaded with this, and this." They could leapfrog us because of their youth and auxiliary pieces. They could leapfrog a lot of teams. We can end up having to start over if we don't get our shit together. Detroit got another year or two. If they don't get their shit together, they might end up having to scrap some. It's a couple teams that's on the tip of continuing to be great or having to start that shit over begrudgingly. So it's like it is a genuine decision, and it's not just because of him and his players, because of just the situation overall. Like, bro, we in the NFC. The NFC is better overall, top to bottom, than the AFC is. So it's like, we got to compete with these motherfuckers consistently. And if we can build all these ancillary pieces and we can replace you, and instead of giving you 60, I can give a rookie 10, 15 and spend that 40 on every other piece, it might be worth it. So you have to take that thought out of my mind. That's all I'm saying. Like, you have to take the thought where it's like, hell no, we can't do this shit without Bryce. Because if I feel like I can do it without you, then I will.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else you want to add, Gino?
Nah, man. Like I said, for me, Bryce, just win your division. We win that division, or bare minimum, you're not the reason we lose the division. I'm cool with you. Because again, I think that Bryce is gonna have like that Sam Darnold, when Geno Smith was good trajectory of being able to play some really good football.
Right. Because I agree
Well,
with
these boys down
you.
50 for now.
I don't think. I mean, I don't have Donald. showed, in my opinion, I don't think Sam Darnold showed he was a top 10 quarterback, top 12 quarterback, in my opinion, this past season. But he won a Super
No, but
Bowl.
he got dropped into a team that was ready to go. All he had to do was
No,
not, you know what I'm saying?
that's my entire
But he also is not getting paid that kind of money. He only getting 30 million. So if Bryce is cool with taking
that's
30,
my entire
cool.
that's my entire point. Like, we're assuming because the market is what the market is, but Bryce Young doesn't have the accolades, nor does he have the resume to go in there and ask for top 10, top 5 money. He doesn't have
Yeah,
that.
but I ain't finna cut my own legs off either, nigga. This what the market say it is. I'm the franchise quarterback, nigga. Go on, pay me my
Bro,
bread. And he could do that.
he can, he want to feel about it. The contract is negotiations, and they're going to crunch the numbers. The numbers ain't
That's
going to be.
fair. But again, I'm 23, 24 years old, and I done led us to the playoffs back to back years. Even if I don't ball out of control, the market say I should get this. This is what I want. Now, whether they give it to him or not is a different story. But if I'm him, I'm not taking less because I don't. Because I, in my mind, I can know I'm not a top 10 player. But if the market paying top 10 money, I'm not going to tell you I'm not a top 10 player. Like,
At the end of the day, man, I don't think those negotiations are gonna go that way because he just simply doesn't have the leverage for them to go that way.
yeah,
Now,
like you said,
when
we'll
you
see. If
talk
he do
about,
what Gino said, then I don't know. What would give it? What kind of year would he have to you for him to have that kind of
he would
leverage?
have to, in order for him to go into contract negotiations with that kind of leverage, he would have to be unquestionably a top 5 quarterback next season. Like,
So
he
he
have
would
to.
have to 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, five to 10 picks type.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be somewhere in that realm because it's like, bro, that's the only way you're getting
I
50
agree
plus.
with you. I just wanted to know what you thought. But I
That's the only
definitely
way
agree
you're
with
getting
you.
50 plus anything, bro. But
No facts to me
But
anyway. But yeah,
at the at the end of the day, bro, I think he's worth it. I think he's worth sounding an extension too. I think he anything between 35 to 40, I think it'll be perfect. Cause I just think that's what his market is and what
you
he
think
is.
he deserved more than Sam?
I think they deserve the same contract. I mean,
Well, Sam getting 32,
if
33
you're
then.
if
So
you're Bryce Young, bro, and they offer you a Sam Darnold contract, bro, you take the contract. I'm in my
So
opinion.
let's say they come to you and they say, Bryce, look, man, we made the playoffs again, but we didn't really do a lot. Your numbers didn't change drastically. We'll give you three for 110, 120, 110 fully guaranteed. Do you tell them
One
no, or do you
guarantee, man. Man, listen, bro.
three for 110 fully guaranteed?
He's not getting that many places, dog. If I'm Bryce Young, I'm taking it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm taking
Because that puts you at what,
it.
about what,
His market,
35? That puts you at about 35 a year, a little bit over 35.
yeah. And like I
Yeah.
said, 35 to 40 range is good. I think that's his market. Cause, bro, he doesn't have no market right now. He's not no trade asset. It's not. I don't think it's 3-5 teams lining up to trade for Bryce Young, bro, and to pay him 40 plus
Hell
million.
no, not knowing it's a contract year for sure, no.
So it's like you take that deal, bro. If I'm him, I think you take the deal. Like you're not, bro. Like as good as I think Bryce Young has looked this last season, how much he's improved, bro. You're not any of these guys that's commanding that kind of money. You're not Lamar. You're not Joe. You're not Josh. Hell, you're not even Dak. So it's like you're not about to command that kind of money, bro.
Yeah, because you can name about 10 to 12, easy, probably more better than him off the top of your head, to be honest.
But
So,
yeah, so let's get off into the last topic of the night, bro. So last topic of the night, fellas. We're gonna play a little game, man. So we're gonna blindly rank all-time quarterbacks from
shit.
yesterday, whenever day. Blindly rank all-time quarterbacks who you would rather build around to start your franchise. So
All right,
first
Gino, let's get
name, we
active, my
got
boy.
10 names. Y'all keep that in mind. We got 10
10?
names in this. We got
God,
10 names.
damn.
We got 10. First
God.
name I got, man. I got Steve McNair. First name.
Aaron McNair?
Yep.
What you
10
saying,
man.
Gino? 8 to 10
Yeah,
range?
yeah,
Where we want to put him? 9? He definitely ain't going to be the worst we get, I don't think.
yeah. He's not gonna be the worst. He definitely ain't the best.
So where we
All
going?
all
8 or
right.
we going 8 or 9?
Yeah, I hate to do my cousin like that, but yeah, gonna have to. Gonna be
All
a
right,
tough family reunion, but we gonna have to.
8 or 9. Where we going?
Let's go 9, bro. Just
All
in
right,
case.
9. Just in
All
case you ready.
right. No boy. Okay, Steve McNair at 9. Okay, say no more. Hold on, let me write that down. Steve McNair 9. So next name I got for y'all, I got Andrew Luck.
Fully healthy. Andrew Luck.
One's fully healthy, yeah.
And it's build around, not best.
Yeah. What you think, 5 or 6, maybe?
Off the strength because again, cause before Trevor, he was the best prospect since Peyton.
No, for sure.
But yeah, you're right. Like maybe
5, 6,
five. Yeah,
5. All
yeah.
right. We'll put Andrew at 5.
Cause I know we're gonna probably get down somebody.
Yeah, probably get an old head
Yeah,
Andrew Luck at 5. Okay, okay.
that boy Breeze about to come on the chat.
and lose his mind, boy. Finna get cussed out in the chat today, boy.
All right. Next name I got Donovan McNabb.
Hey, hey, about to have Green come on the chat 9. It's
Hey, he either 8 or 10. I
yeah.
mean,
It depends.
he,
Is he better than McNair?
that's why I said 8 or 10. He either gonna be worse than McNair 10 or he gonna be 8.
We
He
might get.
did go to a. They both went to a bowl. They both lost.
I
He
guess the
did
question.
have sustained success for a few years.
I
I
guess the
guess.
question: do we think we're gonna get somebody worse than both of them though?
Yeah, if we get down to McNair, we fuck around and get Ryan Leaf or some shit. I ain't gonna lie. T one of them type of niggas, bro. You give us Ryan
Yeah,
Leaf.
put him at 8, bro.
Yeah, we'll put him at 8.
Really ain't better than McNair. Fucking put him at 8, bro.
Yeah, just for the sake of and just in case. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Fuck
So
around,
y'all,
get a Carson Palmer or some shit. We could put his ass at 10.
so Donovan McNabb at 8. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Next name I got, bro. I got Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Mm. Is he
He's
4 or 6?
taking him over the Luck to start.
Is he 4 or 6 though? He either gonna be above Luck at 4 or below him at 6. We put Luck at 5
And this is to build.
to build your team around. Yeah, yeah. You got to think about that aspect too. To build a team. I mean, we would build the old line so he wouldn't take that beating he took doing all that hero shit. So maybe he's more healthy. We're gonna exclude the motorcycle accident fully healthy, so that never robs him of anything.
Not coming in with the Steelers defense.
Right. Shit.
Yeah, I'm putting him under Luck. Like just pure
6.
prospect coming in.
No, I agree, 100%. So 6 then, 6 or 7. Where we want
Yeah,
to put him?
yeah, you're
We'll put
right.
him at 7 or 6.
I'm gonna say 6. I damn near want to go 7.
I do low key, but I'm kind of with you. Like
Cause I know we still got some players that's not gonna be better than Ben. I'm gonna
7,
yeah, go fuck it 7, bro.
7. Fuck it, man. Fuck it.
Uh,
We'll debate William later tonight.
Hey, we finna get cussed out by everybody in the chat tonight. Oh God.
7. Okay, okay. Next name I got, man. I got one of the young phenoms of the day, man. I got Josh Allen.
Okay.
Nah, he's gotta go above Luck. So is he gonna be 3 or 4?
Cause I feel like we're gonna get Peyton and Dan at some point.
So 4 maybe 4 to be
Yeah,
safe. Cause we probably get Pat, Tom, Peyton, maybe.
yeah,
All right. So Josh at a 4. We put him at a 4 piece.
yeah. We gotta hold them top 3 spot.
Yeah,
All right.
at least
So
at
Josh,
least the top 2.
so
Mhm.
Josh Allen at 4. Okay.
How many names we got left?
Y'all got 5 more.
So we got spots 10, 1,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4.
No, you
No,
got
1,
4.
2, 3, and
6.
6. 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
4, 6, and 10. All right, bet.
All
Let's
right.
cook. We all right, bro. We cooking a little bit. We doing a little something.
All right. All right. Next name I got, man. I got Drew Brees.
Can you
But
put Drew
coming,
at 3? Or is he at 6?
in,
So at 6, you gotta
yeah,
think about to build your team. We can put
yeah,
him between Luck and Ben, because I think he's better than Big Ben all the time. We had this kind of argument a few months ago.
yeah.
So
So
we
we
can
can
put
put,
him right between them two at 6.
yeah, cause we ain't coming in, bro, with Sean Payton. So we
All right,
getting
so
we
we got
Hey, man.
well, so we'll put Drew at
Drew for
6.
5,000 without Sean Payton.
That's
yeah,
true. So we'll
cool.
put Drew. We'll put him at 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 10 left.
Yeah,
Drew at 6 below Andrew Luck. Shoo, y'all boys tough.
Andrew 5, Luck. Drew 6. Yeah.
Hey, so next name I got, man. I got the bad man himself, man. I got Aaron Rodgers.
yeah. See, I'm glad we kept that spot, that top 3 open.
Hell yeah. We put that
Cause
nigga at Two, one or two or three, because that nigga definitely he ain't below that.
Yeah, he should have never
Two.
fell. He should have never fell in that draft at all.
No, hell no. Nah, I'm still mad we took Alex Smith over that nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because remember he failed because people felt
But
he
then
was.
again, I be mad, bro. But then I think about it, like if we don't take Alex Smith, I also don't get them Colin Kaepernick years. So I'm kind of like, I gotta kind of shut the fuck up. But I be salty in my head.
Yeah.
Like,
So what you saying? 2, 3?
who? Only one fucker I put above him is Pat or Peyton. Pat
Yeah,
Peyton or Tom type shit. So yeah,
yeah,
two.
2. Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna get paid.
Okay,
One,
two.
we gonna get one of them type boys. So two. A
All right.
Rod at two.
I respect to my
We got
boys.
1,
Okay.
3, and 10 left. I bet.
All right. Next name I got, man. I got Action Jackson. I got Lamar Jackson.
Jackson definitely ain't gonna be 10.
Hell no, so you gotta be three. We put
Yeah,
him three right above Josh at 4 because he
yeah,
got the extra MVP, I guess.
yeah. So
All right, so we got
just
1
got
and 10 left.
just gotta hope that 10. Hope these last 2.
So
Give a
Lamar,
nigga Ryan Lee, give a nigga Jamarcus Russell or something. Make this shit
Lamar
smooth
at,
on a nigga.
so Lamar at 3. Okay, okay.
Give
So
a nigga something to fuck with. T, come on,
next name I got,
fuck,
bro.
fuck with your boy, man.
I got Joe Montana, bro.
Bastard. Ah, you finna cook us with these last two on some bullshit.
Yeah,
Joe gotta go on
I
one, bro.
got
I'm
1
finna
and
cook this.
10 left, bro.
So listen, this is the thing. We can get 4 names. Pat,
yeah,
Peyton, Tom, and then Joe is that fourth name. So Joe either going to 10 behind Aaron McNair just as a pure prospect. We talking about building your team around.
yeah.
That motherfucker was nice though, bro. But as a player individually, would you rather build
Yeah.
around? So this is what we gotta ask ourselves. Would you rather build around McNair or Joe?
No, I think the question really is,
Because if we rather build around McNair, then that means we can put him below McNair 10. If we rather build around Joe, we got to put Joe 1 and put whoever else is left at 10.
now we're gonna put Joe at 10, bro.
I think so.
I think we're gonna get paid next.
I think so, bro. We done cooked this whole time. Fuck everybody.
Yeah.
We low key done cooked this whole little bit.
Low key forgot about Joe, bro.
No, I did. We weren't thinking about Joe. We should have, but T on some bullshit gonna say a nigga to the last. It's all right. What you got? What you got last?
Bro,
The
you
last,
look, man, you blindly raking, man. It's the game. So what y'all doing?
Right,
yeah,
man.
10.
Some bullshit though. You put him at God, Lord forgive me, 49er fans forgive me, bro. We're gonna put him at 10, bro. No blasphemy, bro. I
Okay.
apologize to the GOAT, man.
All right, so fellas, the list is at 10. I got Joe Montana. 9, Steve McNair. 8, Donovan McNabb. 7, Big Ben Roethlisberger. 6, Drew Brees. 5, Andrew Luck. 4, Josh Allen. 3, Action Jackson. 2, the bad man Aaron Rodgers. And 1, y'all boys cooked a little bit, man. Y'all got Pat Mahomes at 1.
Ah, yeah. We had to put Joe down there. We had to.
like that.
Hey there, boy. Midwest niggas do it again, boy.
Had to, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we can explain how Joe ended up down there a little bit, boy.
I ain't explaining shit to nobody. We good. I ain't explaining nothing. We cooked. This the best list we done ever did. Top to bottom. Everybody where they supposed to be.
Yeah.
I must say everybody was supposed to be
Okay.
at 10.
That's hey, brother. Listen, we could have bumped everybody down and put them at 4, but I'm cool with them being at 10 if we got 1 through 9, 1 through pretty much everybody else right. We had to bump everybody down 1. I'm cool with it. I can live with it. He the only old head on this list for real, like super old head. He was playing in the 80s and shit, so I'm cool with it.
All right. But hey man, that'll do it for tonight's show, man. I appreciate those who tuned in once again. Much love as always, man. Y'all go ahead, hit like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, bro. We will be live every Wednesday, Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern time. If you're not doing so already, go ahead and follow me on my other social media platforms as well. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, whatever you can name. 9 out of 10 times I'm there. Just look at the handle, LastWord Productions. So before we head out, y'all boys got anything else you want to add?
Nah, I'm good.
Man, clip that, man. That's the greatest list of all time, man. Clip that shit, man.
Oh no, this definitely getting clipped. It's definitely getting clipped.
For sure. Breeze would have came in fucking up the list on some Andrew Luck shit. So I'm glad that's good
Ah,
work.
but all right, y'all boys.
All
Yeah.
right, man.